it's really this simple. I looked at the draft compensation. It wasn't a first rounder. It's an easy decision. That right there off the top. We gave up a second rounder. We got somebody who's familiar with the team.
Yep.
We need the Knicks need scoring bad. And the guy is dropping 18 a night the last 3 seasons, so 3 or 4 seasons. Mm-hmm. So I don't think, and you saw a little bit in the rotation last night in Miami that Quickly is still going to get his minutes. I think this hurts Austin Rivers more than anything. But this is more about the relationship and the culture with Tom Thibodeau, as far as they played together when they were in Minnesota, Chicago. He's been in New York before, and I mean that was the old regime when he walked off the court. And I know Knicks fans were still mad about that. I get that part, but we need scoring. We need point guard. We don't have a true night in, night out guy who's going to just kill it. So we got to have to piecemeal it together with Peyton, Rose, Quickly, and I think that trio can get the job done. I'm gonna leave a lot of the food on the table for y'all because I'm gonna just serve it up a little bit. I think we all know where we're going with this.
Right, you're so generous, Steve. Thank you so much because there's so much bait, there's so much to talk about, and I'm sure we're all thinking pretty much in the same way. So, with that said, Ab, you can take the mic. Thank you for that, Steve.
You have to unmute.
It's all good.
There we go. All right, so I'm going to echo exactly what Steve said. This is a no-brain situation. We gave up Dennis Smith Jr., who wasn't getting any minutes whatsoever. And let's be realistic, ever since we got him after that season, he hasn't been the same guy that we were hoping. Remember when we passed up on him in the draft that we made a mistake, and now he came to the Knicks. He shined for, what was it, like 20 games, and then he disappeared for the rest of it. I know injuries and personal issues got into it. Dennis Smith Jr. just didn't fit the mold of this team that needs, in order for it to progress. And let's take a look. Let's talk about the draft compensation that we did give up. A second-round pick that was going to be 40. That wasn't even ours. It was right. So it's a no-brainer for me. You're getting a former most valuable player of the award winner. You're getting a guy who at any given night can become a dynamic superstar leader on this team. A guy that is very familiar with Tom Thibodeau, because Tom Thibodeau, in essence, is the reason that he garnered all those accomplishments.
Yes.
And let's be realistic. He knows what is expected of Thibs. And guys like Obi Toppin, Elfrid Payton, Emmanuel Quickly, they weren't getting the job. I mean, they were shining. And I know a lot of people, because especially on my boards, they were telling me that they didn't want those minutes getting wasted or given to him. But let's be realistic. Rookies and first and second year players, they don't really necessarily need all the minutes. And this would give them more of a spell and a chance to learn from a guy like Derrick Rose, an established veteran with huge leadership traits, with huge scoring ability, and can be a floor general. Look what he was able to do last night in Miami, being the floor general for the second unit. And then, of course, he got some crunch time minutes. That's something that the Knicks desperately needed. It cannot be only featuring Julius Randle and then on the occasion an RJ Barrett 3 or an occasional kick out to a spot-up shooter like Burks or something like that. It needed another face to go with the scoring, and Derrick Rose makes obvious sense. It's low risk, very low risk, because he comes off our books at the end of the season, and high reward because the knowledge that man can instill into these young kids, it's going to be extremely valuable going into the future.
We agree, and that's very well said. Okay, we're gonna sit ahead. If you have anything to add on that,
or to respond,
how can I add? Yeah, everybody said exactly what's on everybody's mind. Just to see D Rose with Quickly. I mean, I think that's everybody's basically thinking. I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Rose he's a certified good player, and at the end of the day, it's all about chemistry. And since he already has chemistry with Tibbs, I mean, it's a no-brainer for nothing. You know, the DSJ, a second-round draft pick. You know, we're not going to be hurting with that at the end of the day. So, you know, I don't want to take too much time on the top because I mean, everybody said exactly what's on I guess everybody's mind here. So yeah, no, big ups
Yeah,
to D
okay.
Rose, man.
Yeah,
He's
thank
back
you.
in
And
the garden.
yes, and it's good to also, point out just what's the stress, the synergy that specifically that D Rose said that he has with Tibbs. That stuff is priceless. But I'm not going to take any more time away from Pastor J Nick
Right.
to give his take. Go ahead and
Unmute
unmute
yourself.
yourself.
Basically what everybody was saying, but I also think with D Rose aggressive style of play, and let's be real, LP, he do what he do, but D Rose is the upgrade. Let's be real. He's more consistent. He's more stronger as a point guard at that position. Me personally, I don't know if LP gonna hold on to that starting job. I think D Rose gonna take his place in the starting position at that starting job, which means his minutes is gonna hurt a little bit. He's still gonna get it, but I trust Coach Dibs that he sees what IQ, aka buckets, is bringing to the table, and he knows what he's bringing. And with all due respect to LP, I think that's why they also brought in D Rose to now help IQ, because they see he's an aggressive attacker. He's that aggressive type of going to the hole, and who greater to learn that from than D Rose? And that finishes. LP might attack, but he don't always finish.
That's right. Preach, Jay, as Steve Azul just said.
Right.
So we want you to learn from somebody that you can really learn from. And AR minutes might suffer. He might, you know what I'm saying? He might be the odd man out, but I also think Pavement is going to suffer. He's probably eventually going to lose that starting job to D Rose, not just the IQ down the road. And like everybody said, we only got D Rose for a year. So and unless he does something good, and even if they bring him back, they can bring him back for a vet minimum. You know what I'm saying, or whatever.
But depending on what he does this season, we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Depending on what he does, if he earns that, and if he wants to stay, because let's be real, even with the squad that we got, have we ever heard the other players in the league talk about our players? Have we ever heard them acknowledge it?
It's been a while.
They literally talking about Barrett. They talking about IQ, and even with Obi not getting as much minutes, they still recognizing him. So can you imagine with somebody dynamic like D Rose there now? Because you saw it. I mean, just in the first, without no practice.
Yep.
Already the chemistry was there. Because I respect D Rose. He immediately reached out to Obi, reached out to IQ, and connected with them. So already the chemistry is there. And he's familiar with Coach Dibs. The chemistry is there. So now we don't have to totally rely on spin no win. J-Man with that bootleg spin move all the time. It
has gotten better. We gotta give our guy a little bit more.
Those mental farts sometime, and he's still trying to go.
But he does. Yes,
it's gotten better because he's been balling. But now, hopefully, he don't have to play as many heavy minutes because now he got somebody else that can carry the scoring load as well, and that's going to help the team out. That's giving you another option that's going to spread the floor. And I think it was a great move. Like I said, Dennis Smith Jr. was going to our G League. Come on.
Yeah, we didn't
He wasn't getting no burn here. He wasn't getting no minutes. And we gave up a late second round. Come on. Win-win.
Yeah. Wow. And you know what? John Manhattan just brought up a good point that was if they didn't even practice together. I mean, if that's how they're gonna start,
he knows all the plays. That's right, Carlos.
Already
all the plays, but more so than that, he's able to fit in with this rotation that he's never played with before. These are all young guys.
I was very impressed with that. Very impressed.
Yeah,
so that's something to his intuition as a tried and true veteran. He gets it. He can get in where he fits in, and that's what you can ask of nothing more than a player just joining your squad especially bringing what he brings to the game and specifically to that position, because we are in the business of training up our guards, and they want, and IQ specifically wants to learn. So what better teacher than Derrick Rose?
Ball is ball.
That's right. And so I see Knickerbocker Ave has his hand raised.
Okay.
Would you like to respond to something that's been said?
Well, Steve would know this perfectly, and I said this repeatedly, and I'm going to say this again. Do not, I repeat, do not get attached to all these players on the Knicks right now.
Yeah.
Everyone, I mean everyone. Everyone.
Wait. Now, when you say
everyone, did you not listen to me?
No way.
Everyone. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. Everyone is tradable because who on the Knicks right now can you piece together, along with our draft picks and along with our whatever exceptions in cap room, who do you think that we can pull from another team? Because eventually the whole purpose of this is to kind of garner a superstar or to allure a free agent to come to New York and be met with this. So who on this team are you trading to get? And let's be realistic. We only have so many attractive pieces. I know we're here. Austin Rivers might be on the block, and some contenders are going to be wanting to do a deal for him. However, what are they going to give us for him? They're not going to give us a first rounder. They might give us like a late first rounder, if that, and some scrub that's like the 13th man off the bench. But so you have to be also realistic that some of these players. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying all of them are going to be traded, but all of them are tradable because they're all going to be attractive pieces going forward.
Okay, so to that point, I mean, obviously there are a lot of other trade scenarios that are being thrown around. However, most of them I'm not really in favor of, because I want to kind of challenge that position that you took, and just to say, well, what if we don't necessarily trade for now? What if we keep our guys the way that they are, let them continue to build chemistry, and then wait till the off season, wait till free agency opens up?
All right, Crayon.
Here's the problem, though. But here's the problem with that idea.
And then we're going to go to Jay Nick.
Okay.
But here's the problem with that idea.
I got you, Eugene.
Go ahead, Cray.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to unmute. You have to unmute. There we go.
Y'all hear me? All
yes,
right.
we do.
I think the Knicks are playing chess. I think this move was a move to set up the next move. Knicks, like a lot of people don't realize the Knicks are in a powerful position coming into the trade season.
Yes.
We got that draft pick from Dallas, and everybody sees Dallas struggling. Every time they lose, I'm rubbing my chops. I'm thinking, what we gonna get? And we got a bunch of guards. A lot of these the top tier playoff teams, as they when playoff season starts, they're gonna be looking for guards. So I think Elfrid Payton, he might be on the move, honestly.
He has a no trade clause as a part of his contract unless he agrees to the trade.
Who wouldn't want to be traded to? If he could go to, I don't know, Lakers, who wouldn't want to go to a great situation like that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the Knicks put themselves in a position like, how the Nets, I don't want to bring them up, but they got the three superstars, and you see, they're struggling to win. The Knicks are actually in an ideal situation for a superstar. The whole squad is playing defense. They got great supporting players. All we need is that king piece, So I'm excited. It's a testament to the new management in place, and I really think the Knicks got another step, another trade. They're gonna real small. I'm so excited. I'm sorry.
No, yes, we love the energy.
Yeah.
It feels like a new day. You actually feel like rhyme. There's a method to this madness, not just complete madness.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so I think Nick, I think Jay Nick had his hand up first, and then we're gonna go to
Eugene. And I just want to say hey to Eric L. Beats. I know you just joined us, so hey, and we're just tossing up ideas. And if you would like to say something, you can either raise your real hand or your Zoom hand. And we'll get to you.
I will do this, being that I did say something already. I'll let Eugene Rock, and then I'll come back after him.
Okay. I like that. Thank you, Eugene. All right, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, angry Knicks fan.
All right, you hear?
Yep.
Here we go.
Jay, bless you, brother. Bless you, man. Hey, what's up, everybody, man? Good with health and well wishes. Pray for everybody, man. Hope everybody get through this pandemic. But yo, like my man Craig and Ab, I agree with them 100%. Don't fall in love with everybody. I think everybody is tradable. I don't think everybody will be tradable, but I definitely believe everybody is tradable. My man Julius is raising his stock.
You can say that again.
He's raising his stock. He's also raising his stock for us to bring in a good tradable piece for him. RJ Barrett, he's done the work in the offseason to be where he's at right now. You know, the Knicks are on Sports Center in the first 30 minutes, not the last 30 minutes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So with that being said, that means, hey, we're on the scouting report now. You know, when the Cats get ready to play the Knicks, they're not playing Phil Jackson's Knicks. They're not trying to be high in Madison Square Garden. So right now, like my man said, I absolutely 110% agree. The Derrick Rose move was chess, because now it's like, okay, how far are we away without having to spend this much? How far are we away hitting one of the top 8 seeds in the East? What can we do? And then what we're going to have to do in the offseason to improve on that.
Right.
You know, a lot of times it was like, as Knicks, we were just trying to put a Band-Aid on something, and we weren't never trying to rebuild. We was always trying to reload.
Right, with the Band-Aid, yep.
Right.
No, we were trying to reload. We won 10 games last year. Now we're going to try to win 11? No.
Exactly.
We're trying to compete, because now they got a team 7 miles away who think they're doing something with 3 superstars, and they can't guard a parked car.
Exactly. and there's already trouble in paradise over there.
Trouble in paradise, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I love what the Knicks are doing. We're beating playoff teams. We're still losing the teams that we should beat. But that's because we're not there yet. We're not that team that can take days off and stuff like that. The Derrick Rose move, I was one of them guys. I was like, hell no, I don't want Derrick Rose back. I was being a little girl about it because of what happened last year. He had a lot of stuff going on outside the game of ball, you know. But him coming in, I mean, come on. Everywhere Tip's going, he's bringing the man in. And so he doesn't need to practice. And Derrick Rose isn't a rah-rah guy. He's going to do as I do, not as I say. As soon as he got the two, as Clyde would say, the 2 neophytes to dinner,
right,
and talking of Toppin and IQ. And I love what Tibbs did yesterday, man. The very first substitution, he subbed Rose and IQ at the same time on the time. Eliminated all the questions for everybody.
Yes, it did.
Go. I love Austin Rivers. He's been the spokesman. He's been the grown man for this team. I love him.
Yeah.
And well wishes. But I know it's going to fight good back for him. And I ain't going to hold up too much. I know we want to move on to another topic. I know he said, you know, eventually think D Rose is probably going to start overpay. I want to see D Rose come off the bench to preserve his body and preserve those minutes, because I think he did a real good job in that spark with the 7 minute. It's like Derrick Rose and Taj Gibson know what to expect of Tibbs.
Right.
They know. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody knows, they know.
If anybody knows, it's those 2 guys know, because Jimmy Butler said a couple of days ago, Tibbs trying to get the band back together. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's why Zach LaVine name is coming up. Oladipo name is coming up. The name is coming up, because it's a wing game. We need a wing. Like RJ Barrett, he's not that wing guy though. You know what I'm saying? And it's a wing. We need wing guys, and it's a win-win for the Derrick Rose. We didn't give up nothing. We still got bullets. We still got our guns in the holster. Yo, we got this guy available for trade because we want this guy. We got this guy available for trade because we want this guy. You know, this. I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but I'm not that angry. I'm not that angry.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
Wow, look at that. The angry is not that angry.
Not that
It's a celebration.
Now we're gonna have fans come into the game. So Julius Randle with them damn spin moves, and ball might end up in the 3rd row now.
Okay.
But he already knows. He already knows. He's got rid of that for too long.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
but that's why, I mean, he still does it, and he still, we've all seen him, dribble a spin right into the triple team. We've all seen it, but I will say I have seen growth, and he is making better decisions.
But he
But
loves,
now,
and the thing is, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
that's
The
okay.
thing,
Go ahead.
I love anybody who wants to play for the Knicks because
Yes.
we're the laughing stock. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
like the last guy you really saw interject that wanted to come to New York. Remember when Stoudemire signed? He signed right outside. He was
Yep.
outside the MSG. He's like, the Knicks are back. The Knicks are back. We haven't seen that. I mean, even from the Austin Rivers to the Elfrid Payton, these guys want to play for the Knicks. So anybody who wants to play for it, even Derrick Rose is happy to come back. Anybody as a fan, I welcome you. And you're showing it on, man. And these guys aren't taking days off, man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Speaking of days off, well, in our little day off that we had to recover from as a team from Miami, we came back, tried to win again, and lost last night. So I know everybody's still fuming from last night.
Oh my gosh.
From last night. But I mean, two for us were obviously, I mean, the referees were ridiculous.
Oh my God, it was terrible.
Which
terrible.
led to obviously a huge disparity in the free throw shots that we took. I mean, it was just like, I think they took like at least 20 more free throws than we took last night. It was ridiculous. I don't know.
It was crazy. They had 39. They had 39 free throws, and we had a total of 16. So 23 more free throws.
That's crazy. And obviously, and also, I mean, our defense is good, but I mean, obviously, Overtop is not getting the minutes that I thought he was going to get, or at least the plays drawn up for him. Because, like, I don't know what's going on, but I know his defense is not his strong point, but he needs to get better with that. I mean, RJ, I was a little, I struggle with RJ because I know obviously he's young, but I want to see more. I want to see more every game. Maybe
number 3 pick. You want to see the number 3 pick go hard. That's what you want to see.
I want to see
right.
Right. And I see
the number 3 pick from Duke University go hard. That's why I'm hard on art.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep.
And I see Carlos. I see
absolutely.
Carlos with their hand raised, so he's gonna take the mic from you.
Yes, take the mic.
Yeah, like Miami's been. Oh, Carlo, who's up? Who's up?
You're up. You're up.
All right. At the end of the day, Miami was losing. I mean, they weren't playing good without Butler in the lineup. Exactly. Butler comes back. Now they're starting to get into that Miami shape. Dragic was out also that game. So already, there was an opportunity for us to win. And the score, I think it was solid, a 2-point loss to a team without Dragic, Butler coming back, and I think they won like four of the last 5?
Yeah, they had lost, I think, 7 of their last 8 before the last 2 games. Before they started playing us,
okay, so they got back on. Okay.
7 of their last 8, I believe it was.
Yeah, they're on a 3-game winning streak now. Yeah,
now they're
for a 2-point loss, and we all saw the opportunities to take that lead. We all saw it. It wasn't. It wasn't anything that was like, damn, like we've 100% lost that game because we were playing like crap. No, we were actually playing, but we missed shots, and not for nothing, the refs were a little biased. I'm not gonna front. Knicks fans, we get it. We gotta make free throws.
We would have won the game.
Right, because even
I don't understand how the free throw shooting can be this bad.
Okay, Jay Nick has something to say, I think.
Yeah, Jay Nick.
It was kind of sad a little bit, but one thing we got to realize, first of all, if you really look at the Knicks of this season compared to the past couple of seasons, it's not even the same team.
No, not at all.
It's nowhere near the same team because, like has already been said, we literally beat teams that we would have got destroyed by. Literally, because when we was playing the Bucks, I was like, oh, we're going to get demolished. We're going to get destroyed. But we literally destroyed them. The teams we shouldn't have beat, we destroyed. The teams that we shouldn't have lost to, we lost to. So could you imagine if we would have played them the way we played the good teams, what would our record would be? We would be one of the top 5 teams.
Right, that's been since the 90s though.
we would be up there. Because you got to remember, at the 20-game mark last year, we was 4-16. We was 9-11 this year. So even in that alone is an improvement. So you looking at them growing under Thibs. You see the chemistry there. You see them trying to figure it out. They developing an identity. And at the end of the day, I know we so used to making trades and making moves, but I think some of our problem from the past is that we just always made moves just to make moves because we thought moves was needed to be made. So how about doing like some of these other teams that finally turned it around? They let some of their players rock for at least a year together.
Right, at least,
without
yeah,
making
no,
moves to
absolutely.
see-
But at least
and-
you got them player development.
You know,
At least-
because we're so quick to make so many moves. But what I appreciate the way the new front office came in, even last year when trade, they said we're not going to trade for players that we could possibly get in free agency. And matter of fact, how about we trade for somebody that we might even already have on our squad? Let's see about what we got on our squad. Let them develop. Let
right,
them.
exactly.
So that
that's
whole mentality is a whole different mentality in the front office.
absolutely.
So
Absolutely, absolutely. The front office is
from top to bottom is beginning
Top to bottom, top to bottom.
absolutely
beginning to change.
has shown us that they're not making the same moves that they
Right.
No brass moves
at
change.
all. So now I want to kind of
Wait, hold on. John Stephen Barkley has something to say.
Go ahead, unmute yourself.
And then Av, I see you. We're coming to you next.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to clean up that top, with that topic. You can hear me? You guys can hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, first thing, basketball, everybody, I'm listening. Everybody, the Knicks should do this, this is that. It's too much pressure. It's like your life, your regular life is like work. You got new coworkers. Every time we turn around, this team has new coworkers. Think about this. Your new coworker just he started yesterday. How much of that performance is going to work out that first day? And he just jumped in. Listen, just go in. He didn't get no training, no nothing. I mean, he was there before, but I mean, every time you turn around, we have new players. As far as Randall, I'm tired of people bashing him. I support Julius Randle. He is the most improved player. You listening to me? You can call him saying doctor, this and that. Listen,
last season, even with the
it's too much pressure. Knicks fans is the hardest fans.
We're tough bunch.
I carry Julius Randle to the end, and I tell everybody that I voted for him. Vote for him. Go out and vote for him. We need him there. Listen to me. Go vote for him. Seriously.
Right. Vote for Julius Randle. That's right, y'all. Vote for Julius Randle.
What y'all doing? If you home, go come on, man. I mean, he's the most improved player. Look around the league. Think about it. Think about it. He's consistent. Like he said, okay, think about who's our most valuable pieces. I wouldn't trade Randle. He's tradable, but I wouldn't trade him. I mock on my games. I mock things, and I mock the Rose trade. That was like the most beautiful thing that can happen as far as that. I think that's a good move. I really think that's a good move as far as confidence and finishing games. So we want someone who can, like, I think that I would love to see Rose now with us with that piece against the Nets. I would love to see that. I would love to see it. That would be that's going to be a good game.
We're going to see
That's
it
gonna be a good game.
Over, right? Did we play them twice already?
Well, I know they haven't released the second half of the.
Usually we play
Yeah.
on the East Coast 4 times in our conference. So we'll probably play them twice.
Right. And Obi and RJ, they will click faster than Kevin Knox did. Or well, he's still
I mean, come on.
trying. But I think that Obi is being, he's behind Julius Randle. So he's not going to shine unless Randle, something happened where Randle's not playing. Then he can show what he can do exactly. But it's a different style. He's played differently. And they will develop, because they got to develop a different way they play to fit into the way.
And
he has to bulk up and get more NBA ready.
Like he Kevin Knox around sometimes, and he doesn't stand his ground. And he, at his position, he just has to get stronger. He has to get more confident, and that's it. He can't let guys intimidate him. But
sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm gonna say as far as the drilling in the house, when I seen Quickly and Rose come in at the same time. Do you imagine when they first started? Do you see how they was running faster than the ball?
Yeah,
it was like.
That's gonna be a great combo. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, once they calm it down and they get used to it, that's why I said Rose should have practiced, because it was a first timer for them too. They had to be.
Circumstances were that they weren't even sure who was going to be allowed to play
because of clearance.
Right, because they ran through all. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. When they brought in Ty Gibson, It took him. I was saying that. What happened to Todd? They signed Todd. It took him 10 days. I don't know what his process
Todd,
was.
I mean, he's not
He
going
was
to have
injured,
that
though.
much of an impact on the game as
Because
Derrick
I
Rose.
mean, with those things, there could be all kinds of, intricacies within, their stipulations of
That's true.
safety policy.
Right, probably where he came from than where Rose came from. Okay.
Right.
Well, Derrick was playing. Taj wasn't. He was just he was out there. He wasn't playing.
Yeah,
Derrick
right.
Rose is already in the mix. He's playing NBA games.
I got you. I got
Right.
you.
There you have it. Did you want to?
All right, no, so we're gonna go to Av, and then I saw a little while ago that E had something that he wanted to add to the conversation too. So, yep. So Av, and then E.
I was actually kind of jumping in when we were talking about the trades. We haven't had a really substantial trade. I mean, we moved guys around and we've gotten picks for them. We haven't really added huge pieces. So I don't think there's the trade thing. But here's what's the reality about the Knicks right now. The Knicks are in playoff contention. When was the last time we were able to say that?
Right. No, it's true.
It's been 9 years since we were saying the Knicks were in freaking playoff contention. And, everyone's still talking about, let's get the young guys, let's get the young guys, let's keep the young guys going. But if you have the ability to couple one or two of those young guys to add, to go after a big name marquee superstar by some chance, whoever it is, and you still maintain the majority of your youth, the majority of the core of the team, to push you from the 6th seed to the 2 seed, I'll jump at that. And see, that's why I'm always been the kind of, let's trade this guy, let's trade that guy, let's couple some of these pieces in, and then I get sometimes upset with certain fans when they get so emotionally attached to players, and I'm telling them, it's but you're comparing apples to oranges here. You're comparing what could be to what it already is. And I'm not going to mention specific superstar names, but we know who's out there. We know where they are, and we know that eventually those teams are going to eventually have to rebuild and restructure their teams because different philosophies change.
Right.
If we have the opportunity to get a big name out there, and it only takes us a Kevin Knox and even Emmanuel Quickly, I'm sorry, and a pick to get that guy here.
See,
I'm just saying. I'm not saying let's do that.
No, I understand. See, the person will have to be really worth it. I don't think Zach LaVine is worth it. He's so injury prone. I know he puts up the numbers and he's flashy and all that, but he's too injury prone. Neither is Bradley Beal. I mean, I don't think giving up IQ or RJ Barrett would be good for Bradley Beal either, because he's already getting older. You know what I'm saying? I just.
But would you trade Kevin Knox, Frankie Ntilikina, and let's say one of our first round picks in 2022?
Yeah, I would. Yes.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's not realistic.
Right. The trade scenarios going. Sorry, and we're gonna open it back up. But the trade scenarios that I've seen for the Zach LaVines and the Bradley Beals, they all include either IQ, RJ Barrett. I don't know how people feel about Obi Toppin, but I mean he's still so new.
Just all of those three you just mentioned, lead them to the right, swipe to the left, whatever you want to do, leave them out of it. All them other ones that homeboy mentioned, Knox, because unfortunately I don't know what's going on with him. Whoever else, whatever. Just we don't never give our young ones a chance to grow and develop. IQ's already showing that this dude is a baller. So could you imagine developing and growing and really getting some time under his belt, what he's going to bring? So him, and I think Obi Toppin's going to be a beast given the chance and the opportunity.
But at the same time, though.
Wait, hold on, guys.
One last thing, I'll go. But here's the problem about developing guys. You always say, let's develop guys. How long do you want to go? We're talking about a team that hasn't won a title in 47, 48 years.
But those guys just got here, so they gotta have time to develop.
I know they weren't even born.
I ain't talking about Knox. That's why I say he can go.
I'm just saying.
I would
We're
say
telling
this.
the fans until hold, keep waiting.
Ebru, I saw you, Gene.
Hey, baby.
And Eric L. Beats. Yep.
Okay, so Ebru, you up.
Who?
What's good, y'all? Eru, Any Star, Dynix podcast. Yeah, man, I'm listening to you guys. You guys are all over the place. To tell you the truth, man. What we got to do? We have to look. We got to look through the eyes of Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau is not here to be babysitting guys the way Fizdale was babysitting. The key word with this whole thing is decisiveness. You talk about start with Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers came here. He didn't need to practice to get in here. He just came in there and played. But the story played out with him is that he's not decisive. He's in there just fooling around and whatever. So the player that we went and got was Derrick Rose, somebody that right off the bat, first play one of the first plays that he made, he split the defense, drive down the lane, no look pass to Obi. That's not something that needs to be developed or something that needs to be taught. That's the thing. That's the thing with Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau's not here to be babysitting nobody and developing nobody. Either you can play or you can't. Who developed Emmanuel quickly on the Knicks? He developed himself. That's why he's playing so good. So we need to keep that energy. And Julius Randle, everybody was making fun of him. I was making fun of him. We all was trading him because we got Obi Toppin. But look at how it's played out. Tom Thibodeau didn't necessarily develop him. It's just you put him in a spot. So listen, this is what I need you to do. This is what I need you to train for. RJ Barrett, all these different guys are giving you roles and stuff, whatever. And whoever rose to the top did what they did. Look at what Knox is doing. Knox is playing PlayStation right now. Frank is playing PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? All these different guys that for all the last 4 years that everyone's been like, yo, we need to develop this guy, we need to develop that guy. That's all nonsense. Either you could play or you can't. So we got to keep that same energy. Tom Thibodeau is 60-something years old. We don't have time for to be waiting, for these guys to keep on developing. We need to keep this thing going in an upward way. And the same way we got Derrick Rose for nothing, the next move is probably going to be the same way. We're going to have to trade Kevin Knox, Frank Ntilikina, maybe even throw like you guys are saying, the 2023 pick or whatever to grab another starter and help these guys out.
No, so this is to you, E. Is there anybody that is off the trading blocks, like that is just not tradable, that we wouldn't want to give up?
Well, whoever's in our rotation at the moment right now shouldn't be traded. Right now, Austin Rivers is out of here. Frank is out of here. Knox is out of here. Though all these guys are worthless to it, just like DSJ is. DSJ is probably going to go to Detroit and resurrect his career. But that has nothing to do with us. Yeah, that don't got nothing to do with us. We need to be right. Yeah, we need to get it together as far as us to get us to the next level. And I feel like the way that we played Miami, and the way that we play teams, we might lose to them, but we don't lose to them a second time. Miami took us to the brink with that bang stuff. Mm-hmm. You could look and see what's going on. You can say, listen, the Knicks need this. That's you could say. You could say the Knicks need this. So that's where we are now. So I feel like we need to keep that path and just continue to build it. Don't think about what these superstars around the league are doing. Who cares about them? They didn't want to be here to begin with. This is our little thing now, and we're gonna wait for them to give us a call.
Exactly. I agree with that. I mean, like I said, the guys that I'm willing to give up right now are the ones that you mentioned, and
the ones out of the rotation,
the ones that are not in the rotation, the ones that are not in full parts of the team, and even ones that are, for the right person later down the line, I'm willing to look at that. However, I mean, you have to develop the pieces that seem to be improving. The ones that have not,
that show promise,
right? The ones that show promise and the ones that improve, yes, you might invest a little more in them. But the ones that have just been have not proven themselves, they're on the chopping block.
Yeah, 4 years is too long to figure out how to play basketball. You've been a professional this whole time. That's too long. It's not like me. I'm not like I'm the one that they're developing for 4 years to see what I can do. These guys are pros. Either you can play or you can't. Emmanuel quickly just took out DSJ by himself. Derrick Rose took out Austin Rivers. You know what I'm saying? It's over.
I agree.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got to go to Erica.
Yep. Thank you. Yes, you broke that down real lovely. Anything else that you want to add before we move on to Eric? Oh, you good? All right.
I think we should get Khalid, man. Did Khalid say anything?
Oh yeah, Khalid. Yeah, well, we're gonna get Eric, and then if Khalid wants to, he can let us know if we want to.
Go ahead, Eric.
All right, Eric.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So what's up, y'all? How you been? So currently, right now, I'm doing a double watch with the Nets and Pacers. Hope they implode and the Mavs favorite cake thing continues.
Yeah.
I've been on that wavelength since the start of the season, and hopefully they keep tinking out that Western Conference playing game.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because so here's the dichotomy of the Knicks fan base in a nutshell. You got one, you got half of the fan base wants to tank. Oh,
Hey. Oh, my
yes,
bad, sorry.
We're talking
yes,
about Frank right
yes,
now.
Right.
yes.
If they
No,
talking about
they're
they used to just take
They're
off.
not Knicks
Yeah.
fans. Okay, but go ahead.
Right, go ahead, go ahead.
because of the upcoming draft of this deep draft. And yes, it's a really deep draft. I've been
Okay,
watching.
that one,
Yes,
but bring that to our attention.
Right.
Dallas is taking for us. Thank you.
yes. But the thing is, that the Mavericks have we have the Mavericks pick for this year from the Porzingis trade.
Yeah.
That's a win. That was a win for the Knicks. So let's bury that hatchet.
Yeah.
So piggyback of what man Evie was saying. Listen, I told people there was a reason why the Knicks hired Tom Thibodeau. It was not to take no more. We're done with tanking. I'm sick and tired of every year going to February All-Star break and now season's over. I can't.
Yes,
I know.
I need to see this team compete and win games. I'll be fine this year. I'll be fine if they don't make the playoffs because I know that this year is the foundation set of what's going to come. And the way that they've been playing defense to start the season, being in the top 10 defensively, it's been great. It's been it's refreshing. It's refreshing.
Yes.
Jeez, like I don't care if they score like 80, they struggle to get 80 points. They play defense, they start winning games. Hey, I'm all for it. And also, if you would have told me like a third of the season in, you'd have got 11 wins out of this hellacious schedule, I would have said, yeah, right, okay, whatever. But hey, coaching matters. Hashtag coaching matters. Okay.
Coaching matters.
And now,
Yes.
and also from this whole Derrick Rose trade, I thought it was a really good trade in terms of you got Quickly and you got Obi and RJ. Those three young guys are going to feast off of Derrick Rose because you talking about a guy who knows tip system very in and out from his days with the Bulls and the Timberwolves. He's going to come in, help the young guys, and guess what he did? He had dinner with Obi and Quickly. He said, "Yo, I'm gonna let you know, help you out, blah blah blah. Here's my number. If you want to know all the ins and outs of the tip system, here I am."
Right.
And it's much different this time because you got Tibbs, you got Leon Rose, Wes, Taj Gibson. They're all there, so it's a no-brainer. And what did they give up? Dennis Smith Jr., who didn't even develop himself with the Knicks, and a second round pick. So yeah, it was a no-brainer. And then what you saw last night, the second unit was just like what? Like whoa.
Very
This
efficient.
is like you thinking about, wait, is this what we're looking forward to? We're looking forward to? Okay, we could really work this out. And now this puts pressure on. This gonna cut minutes on Austin Rivers because he's done.
Yeah.
Elfrid Payton, he's on notice. Because this whole narrative of, oh my gosh, no, they're gonna sign Derrick Rose, no, he's gonna cut off Quickly's minutes. What's gonna happen? Blah blah. I'm like, no. The PSD of your Knicks fan base has gotten to you. It's like, stop it. All right. It's only gonna enhance the play of Quickly, RJ, and Obi, and it's gonna put pressure on Payton because he's on the clock.
Play better though.
Right. And Peyton, I mean, Peyton the past few games has been
He's
playing
benign.
very well.
He's benign. But I need to see him finish at the basket. Like, come on, like I can't.
Yeah, he needs to do it more consistently. But
Yeah,
he was our leading scorer last.
consistent. But yeah. But my thing is, Austin Rivers, say bye bye. He's about to be out.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Unfortunately, like
Rivers,
what Eugene said, he really
wanted to play here.
Yeah.
Other than that,
He hasn't produced.
He hasn't produced, and dude, okay. And besides the two Utah games and maybe the Pacer game in Indiana, what has he done really?
Yeah, right.
Think about it. So right now, even though they lost a couple of games, I really like where they are right now. The offense needs just to pick up a little bit more. And I think they're not done making little subtle moves for this season because they're not tanking. They're in that
No,
little
absolutely not.
they're in
Absolutely
that group of between 7 and 10 of the play-in tournament.
not.
So
Mhm.
they're going for in. It's about time. It's about
And
time
what if
for the Knicks to really start, developing to win games. That's how
yes,
you start. That's how you develop. You don't develop by tanking game, beat up by 30 points every single night. We seen last year. No, I'm not. I'm done with that. If you want to develop, you win games. You win the games, help the kids develop, and then you start. Then you start to gain a little bit more, gain a little bit more, gain a little bit more, and then next thing you know, if they somehow make the playoffs, okay, that's a big bonus. And now you start this nice. Now you take that, and then you go into next year, full summer, full training camp, full OTAs with Tibbs in that roster.
Mhm.
Now we'll cook it, and then hopefully they get a couple of draft picks they're gonna get. Okay, now they can work something. They can really work on something right now.
yep. That was very eloquently said, and
Eugene,
and
I
you
see.
were right on point. Right on point. You have Eugene that wants to speak,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
then Steve. I'm gonna wait. So I'm gonna just get Steve before he goes because we can run a little bit over, but Steve has a show to do at 9.
Yes, he
So I
does.
want to get him in, and then Eugene, and then we'll go to you. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
No. Let brother Eugene go. Let
No,
him
go
fire
ahead,
away.
go ahead, bro. You good? You
Look
good?
at this love.
No, we
fest.
good. Go ahead. You was first.
Okay.
All right, go ahead,
All right,
Eugene.
thank you.
But no, I was just gonna piggyback what my man was just saying, man, which is he was 100% dead on. And I don't know who the hell somebody tanking. Tell them to stay in the middle of the street and just get hit by the first car. I don't care.
Right.
Okay, go play in traffic.
Right. But no, real talk. I believe the time, and my man and Ab said it earlier, the time for that, let the players develop, that's done. That's done. You want to develop, man, stay in college. Because it's not like the old days no more when you leave college and you're supposed to develop in the league the first 2-3 years.
Right.
No. That's why I want on RJ Barrett right now. Because you were the number 3 pick.
Mhm.
I need to play like you're supposed to get some kind of an award. You're supposed to be a rookie of the year candidate. You know what I'm saying? A shooting stars MVP. You supposed to be something. You gotta have some kind of accolade.
Something.
The only person in our rotation that's in the threatening to get traded is probably Elfrid Payton. Everybody else, and I think in our rotation, they're tradable. But I think Elfrid is like number 1, like Knox and Austin, all them.
You think Elfrid is on the trading block before Austin Rivers?
I think they're going together. I think they're going together.
Yeah, that's possible.
I mean, they probably signed a lease somewhere. They don't know what city yet, but they're probably gonna be roommates somewhere. I think they, I mean, because right now, man, we're hungry, and now Cuomo just said, "Make about let the fans back in." So,
Okay,
right.
About to hear us.
Right.
So,
all right, so we're gonna go to Steve.
Oh my God, thank you, Eugene. Wait. Was that finishing your thought, Eugene?
No, go ahead. You're good. I got a lot of things.
So sorry. I can go for like 2
Right, we could go
hours,
on.
but everybody has things to do. All right, Steve, you up.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. I don't disagree with y'all brothers and sisters tonight, man. I think this is really good dialogue. I mean, I think we all see it the same, man. I think this squad could really make some disruptive noise because our identity culturally is totally different than most of the teams in playoff contention, like Av said. We are here to play some defense. We needed to add some scoring. This is why the topic was tonight about Derrick Rose for Dennis Smith Jr. in a second rounder. So we were adding scoring. I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. was bringing nothing but, carrying backs to the team bus to the team plane. He brought nothing this season. Derrick Rose, instant offense off the bench. You're gonna play one quickly. You've seen a little bit of that in the game versus Miami. So I say all this to say I'm in full agreement with what we're saying about this team. No, and like Av said, anybody could be traded. Now, I don't know what the direction of the front office or what they're trying to plan is. I always said the Knicks need more shooting, but if they can't get it, you can always muddy it up with the guy they got right now at the helm, and that's Tom Thibodeau. And you got, like I said the first time, Derrick Rose has been with this guy. They know each other. There's a familiarity with it. And Taj Gibson, that culture from the Bulls from the early 2000s. So I ain't gonna even go long-winded on this. It's all about production, the point guard play, and I think we could get it. I think we could get it done with these guys. I really do. As far as making the playoffs, I really do.
Right.
I agree. I definitely second that.
We do too. Okay, thank you, Steve.
All right. Colette, do you want to add anything in before we wrap it up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, how you doing? As far as there's been really dialogue. There hasn't been that much in terms of that I agree with. I do like what we see, in terms of our defense being leaps and bounds better this season than the previous past 5 or 6 seasons. Has I forgot who said this on ESPN. That's the Tom Thibodeau effect. Everybody does, their defense, gets improved in some form. In terms of who not getting, I do agree with the philosophy not getting too attached with players when it comes time to make decisions. Such as what we did for Derrick Rose. I have no problem with what we gave up for him.
Right.
Yeah, because Derrick Rose, even at his stage of his career, he still leaps and bounds better than Dennis Smith Jr.
Exactly.
I don't hate the guy. He's appeared to be a good kid, but yeah. But and also who said about this this reward system in terms of when you get drafted, you have a certain amount of time frame to produce and show your talent.
A couple of people touched on that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
definitely did.
Yeah, somebody said this years ago. In terms of your your third year is what you should really see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kevin Knox, who I'm sorry, he's on the chopping block. I do think he'll, when it comes to the trading deadline, he'll probably get traded first before Austin Rivers and Elfrid Payton. That's just me personally. I do think.
Yeah. He's first on my list, but
right.
Yeah. In terms of Austin Rivers and Elfrid Payton, I do think Elfrid Payton, who has a no trade clause. I was surprised. I was like, who gave him that?
Right.
Who the idiot that gave him that? I do think that he'll be tricky, because of the no trade clause. That would be tricky.
Right.
But yeah. But other than that, I do think we're going to make the playoffs this year. Like we say, in terms of if we can get some more, shooters, to space out the floors a little bit more, and keep the in terms of who's untouchable. I do think, obviously Randall, he's untouchable. RJ, quickly, obviously, who'll be untouchable in my book. And Derrick Rose, because we just got him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is all new and all.
Yeah. Other than that, everybody else could be traded, depending on who.
What about Mitchell Robinson?
Who's being offered?
I know.
We haven't even. Okay, wait. I do before we even.
And Mitchell Robinson, he's somewhere in between for me personally.
Yes, but hold on.
It depends on who's being offered to me.
Got you.
Right. Hold on. I just want to, before that that thought is over. Knickerbocker Ave, please just really quickly. I don't know. Is Steve still here? Yes, Steve is here. Matter of fact, whichever one of you wants to do it, just tell everybody. Okay, I know you put it in the comments, but just so everybody
about
knows
the forum,
so we can continue the conversation.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able
Okay.
to. But we would love everybody who still wants to discuss this to be able to go on, because Bleed Blue is a crazy, amazing forum just for talking Knicks, and it's great conversation.
All right, so the Knickerbocker Fan Forum on the Bleed Blue Show. We are on every Wednesday. If there's a game, it's post game, but tonight we'll be on at 9 p.m. 929-477-4171. Press the number 1 to get on the hostess queue if you want to chime in. If not, it's a great listen. The stakeholders, myself, and Steve Steve's the boss. I just try to bring the
No, he
energy,
got it.
and it's a lot of fun. We stay talking Knicks, and if by chance you love our other New York teams, the Knicks, the Giants, the Yankees, and the Rangers. I'm pretty sure the Giants are done for now since the Super Bowl's over, but the Yankees will be coming back soon, and they'll be doing a Monday show. Steve, you can correct me on that. And then the Rangers show's on Tuesday nights with Ranger Proud. So tune in, leadlooseshow.com. Check the schedule. We're always here to provide that good dialogue and that great therapy for the Knicks fans.
And let me add one thing real quick, if you don't
Go
mind.
ahead.
If you guys got y'all platforms, put it in the chat. We'd love to jump on y'all platform and show some love too.
All the time.
It's all love. I love talking Knicks.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yes, there's definitely a few people on here that have their own, and Eugene, there's a few
support
people.
it. Yeah, support it, definitely.
Yes, and Colette, please. I'm so sorry. I know you were getting toward the end of what you were saying, but I just didn't want them to leave before letting you know that there's another forum that you can continue this conversation on. That's all. That's why I interjected there. So, okay. So, all right. So, you know what? We have hit the 8:35 mark. So, we're going to close this out. But at 9 o'clock, everybody can jump right on Bleed Blue and continue the conversation. Okay. Thank you guys so very much for having this conversation with us. Does somebody want? Oh, Jay Nick wanted to say
Jay Nick had closing words.
Okay, closing words from the pastor.
Yeah, just to help you out, so we won't go all crazy. From what I understand, I think the reason why LP got that no trade clause, I think it's something new that they done did when you re-signed with your team for that 1 year, some kind of deal. It's a no trade clause now added into you re-signing with your team for that year. So it's not like the team gave it to them. I think it's an NBA league-wide thing where you can't that first year. It has to be a no trade clause in there, so you can't trade them that first year.